Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing another part of my music collection. Uh, the second part to part one basically. This will be my hardcore metal collection of CDs that I have. Yeah, the first part 1A, was like my new metal stuff, my stuff that I listened to like mostly back in the day. I might rarely listen to a couple of things I had then now, but that's few and far between. This is more the stack that I listen to now, and I just still listen to, and it's just more of what I listen to nowadays. But this is part 1B, the other part of basically my metal, like straight up metal collection. So last time was new metal, now it's strictly the rest of my, what I would consider just straight up metal, my hardcore metal. Because I have another, this is a four-parter, and I have other types of CDs. Like I tried my best to categorize it differently, but made it like an even amount of stack, so I don't just overwhelm anybody in just one video. So I tried to like separate it and categorize it as best as I could. So just bear with me. Most of some of the CDs and maybe one or two of the videos you might not believe, hey, they shouldn't have been in there. I'm sorry, I just tried to make it as even amount as possible so we just don't overload in one video. I just tried to do that way. So this is the video of just strictly my hardcore metal. Hardcore is more like it can range from like deathcore, grindcore, but I'm talking about like, well, let me just start off. Let's just start this video. Let me show you what I have. Right here is probably one of my new favorite. I've been in this band for a while, and I love a lot of their stuff they come out with. So let's just do this. We got Bring Me the Horizon, Count Your Blessings. This is their second album. Their first one and this second one is more of a speed grindcore kind of a thing, speed deathcore or something. But I wasn't into it at first. I got like their second album, but later on I did get into this. So if you like the speed grindcore kind of stuff, check this out. Now their second album, Bring Me the Horizon, Suicide Season. This is a 3-disc thing. I'm going to bring this up again because it's going to be in another one of my videos, music videos. But you'll figure out why when that comes around. A song on here, what got me into this, would be, which one is it? Chelsea Smile. Chelsea Smile was the one that got me into this whole band right here. And it was so awesome, I just had to get the album. When I got the album, later on, a few months later, this came out, and I got this again. I did. This is awesome, but I'm just talking. This is just going to be my talking about, just because it's 3 discs. One is going to be the original disc. It's the original disc that they sold for Suicide Season, and disc 2 I'm going to talk about in a different video, and disc 3 is just like live concert footage and stuff like that. I don't even think any of these are, I don't know if any of them are actually like music video. It says video, so I'm guessing there might be like a couple of them. But yeah, check out Chelsea Smile or The Come Down. Those are really the real hot ones I like a lot. Now, their latest album is from Bring Me the Horizon. This is Hell, Believe Me, I've Seen It. There is a Heaven, Let's Keep It a Secret. Yeah, it's like 2 sentences, but that's the name of the album. Really good songs. Crucify Me. Anthem. Number 4 is called Just Fuck. I like that one. And there's another one on it. Oh, yeah. Number 12 is The Fox and the Wolf. That has a other voice of Josh Scoggins. Josh Scoggins from The Chariot, and yeah, I guess he's just doing The Chariot now. But yeah, that guy, that Scoggins, and there's another one that, like, Lights. The chick Lights makes an appearance on this album twice, 2 songs, and the dude from You and Me at 6. makes also an appearance on this album. Next, totally different band, Dr.Acula. You can't really tell. That says Dr.Acula. This album below me. There was like two kind of albums like this. Basically, the one before this was much less polished. This isn't too polished at all. But the one before this was just like I guess their attempt to put out music, unpolished music for the first time or whatever. But this is really the official album for what they really did. So what got me into this? I don't know. Beer Pong Massacre. Try that one out. Why I'm Afraid of Bees. Night of a Living Dummy. All of these songs are Goosebumps. If you like the series Goosebumps book series, they're all titles from from Goosebumps. So if you could probably read any right there. There, Dr.Acula. That stuff's more of the very. It does have some keyboard into it, which I would put it in a different category. But like their latest album, I'll get to that. Well, this album and this next album of theirs, both are up on Uprising Records, Social Adventure of the Century. This one I would say is just a little bit better. Stuff. Oh man, let's see. What's a few good ones? New York, California, and Nowhere in Between. The music video game Olympics. Welcome to the Social Event of the Century, which is the name of the album. There's No Glory in Fame. The Ale Train to High Street. A lot of songs are just about like doing drugs or smoking weed and drinking on this album. But the music's still like hardcore. Those two albums kind of had more of a keyboard into it, which I really got into. That's why I listened to them in the first place. But with this album, the keyboardist quit, and there was like really no keyboard sound at all. There was like one song where it just hinted at like synthesizer or keyboards or some kind of electronical gizmo or something. But basically, without the keyboards, they sound like every other hardcore band out there. So for that reason, there are some good songs on here. Let's just say Fire Crotch, the Venereal Band Ride, Cocaine Avalanche, Who You Gonna Call. There's a couple, yeah, they're really good hardcore songs, good hardcore album, but that's not why I got into them. Their keyboardist, it made them sound different than every other genre of music out there that was doing the same thing. Now they just sound like the same thing. I'm asking you, please, Dr.Acula, as a fan, please get a keyboardist. I don't even care who, if he's decent, as long as he's decent and brings something to the group. I want to hear more keyboards. Don't sound like every other group out there, please. Next, another band, Every Time I Die. Album's called Hot Damn. If you are any type of hardcore fan, more of these guys are from Chicago, I do believe. They kind of stretching maybe a little speedcore or early on, maybe a little deathcore is kind of hard to describe, but early on that's some music. This album is the album to have. This album was so great, it just jumped the whole bandwagon of Every Time I Die for me. Really anything on this album is good if you like that sort of unpolished hardcore sound to it. Romeo a Go-Go, Off Broadway, She's My Rushmore, Floater, Ebola-Rama. Any of those are really good. The whole album's good. It's probably the best Every Time I Die. Definitely has to be that best Every Time I Die album out there. But I still got they put out another album. I didn't get it. It just sounded like not really I was interested in. But then the next album after that is this and the Big Dirty. And with a name like the Big Dirty, I just like it begs to be picked up. The one song they had, which just got me amped, like I want this album, I want to hear what it sounds like, was No Son of Mine. No Son of Mine. Really awesome song. They have a few other good ones, but I say that song is definitely the best if you want to just download that. If you like it, try to download a few more, see if you do. And the next one is probably, I do believe, the one after that. Every Time I Die. Every Time I Die. This is Aesthetic Junkie. The New Junk Aesthetic. The New Junk Aesthetic. This is where they really start to, like, their music sound has qualities of old school and qualities of new school. This is like the official album, I believe, where from here on, I do believe this, they also got like a new guitarist and so there's like a new bandmate and everybody, but really a new sound started with this album, I think. I mean, Gutter Phenomenon really was the first album of new sound. But from here on in, I believe they had a good mix of old school and new school sound that they brought together well enough. This is, yeah. The only reason this is good because it has, what is this? Yeah, this is a DVD, even though on the back it doesn't say what the DVDs are, but it also has, since you can see, it's like a special big one. So it's a DVD with it, which I think, I watched it once, and I think it was just not really music videos, more just watching them do their thing, like in the studio. But if it does have music videos, it's probably why I keep it. I love watching, like, this is why I buy, like, the special editions, because I like the music videos to the bands I like. But yeah, so, good art to the front, too. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. The booklet is just as cool. This is one of the bandmates, some of his stuff. Pretty twisted stuff. But yeah, this is like, I think, lead singer's brother. For the life of me, I don't even know why I can't remember his name. It's Keith Buckley. There we go. And his brother is Jordan Buckley. So it's all like Jordan Buckley stuff. Okay. Keep it going. The latest Every Time I Die album. Like that kind of cover. Big old police right there. These have been on Epitaph Records, by the way. At least the last two have been on Epitaph, which also Bring Me the Horizons on Epitaph. Early stages, Epitaph was known for like punk music, and now there's, as of like the last, I don't know, 10 years, they've been trying to stretch into like hardcore scene. So yeah, we get like they usually, like, they get from older bands too, like Every Time I Die, who was on like Ferret or something, I think, at one point. And yeah, so the latest from Every Time I Die, again, it just sounds like kind of the same of the last album. It's just every song, there's nothing to just say, this one hits you, this one's the good one, this one hits you. Sometimes it gets to sounding the same, sometimes. But not to say it's not good. Not to say it's not good. Again, they're just messing with their sound. They sound like a little bit of new school, a little bit of old school, just intertwined. That's how it was for me. Not to say it's bad. It just, every time, like, Hot Damn was just the best. Alright. Next one, Fall of Troy. The Fall of Troy, this album, Doubleganger, they put out just like a 3 or 4 albums, like 4 albums, I think, maybe 5 if you count the first reissue. But this is Fall of Troy, the first album, Doubleganger. There are so many good songs on this. It was such a hot thing to have this album. I still love it to this day. Act 1, Scene 1. I just got this symphony going. FCPREMIC. That's, yeah. And Laces Out Dan. Try any of those out. It's hot stuff. I love it. I got their second album. I wasn't too enthralled with it. It was okay. I was happy to have it, and it was really sounding good. I liked it. But it just like didn't compare with this album, so I just kind of got rid of it. And then like another album came out, I didn't get into it. And then like I know this is the last album they ever put out. Fall of Troy, in the Unlikely Event. I would say the one really good song that takes me back to like the first album is the first song, Panic Attack. Panic Attack is awesome. It's a really great song, but sadly it's probably the one good plus of the album. I'm sorry. Not to say you probably wouldn't like the rest. You might. You might. So you just have to try it. This whatever songs I hand you, just take it for face value, listen to it. If you think you might like it or you think you might have a chance, listen to the rest of the album. Alright, let's do this next. Maylene and the Sons of the Disaster, the first album. This album is so awesome for a hardcore music scene. This is probably very... this is from a lead singer from Unearth. If you know or ever heard of that band, like their first singer did like the first album with the group and then like left. And then now this is his new group, which came out like years later. And this is their first album back in like 2005. And this album kicks so much ass. Just look up Gusty in the Wind. Gusty in the Wind. That's the song that just popped. Just made me pop. I was like, this rock. This is so kick ass. But yeah, they put out like, they have like 4 albums out now. It's a real, if you like Southern rock and you like hardcore music and you like Southern rock, this is the band to listen to. Their newer stuff, everything after this album, up to the new stuff, sounds basically the same to me. There wasn't a song on any of the albums that was just like maybe one song I could just be like, okay, that was the good one. They just, Ferret Music made all their songs sound the same on each album. I'm sorry, I just have to say how I feel. I love Maylene. This Maylene is always going to have a warm spot in my heart. It's just like they're Southern, which I love. First of all, the dude's from Florida, and I think they try to push it like they're from Alabama. They're not. The lead singer is from like Florida. I know that for a fact. But anyways, it's just, for what it is, when you ever make an album that's every song sounds the same, it's just dull. It just brings value down in the music. Even it's hard to look past that for me. Well, if I can't find, they just need to be just different enough where you could pick one out, and then you can go from there. But yeah, there's that one. Maylene, Gusty in the Wind. Just look up that. The next album, Unearth. They have a new one out. This is the one they just put out before the brand new one they just have out. This is called The March. Again, this is probably another CD that most of the album sounds the same, but to be completely honest, everything on Earth does sounds the same, which gives, and I'm not even saying that in a bad way. Everything, all the songs they do have, they have their special sound. They do. Unearth has a special hardcore sound that's strictly Unearth. Their last album before this was like, I can't even remember what it was called, but it had like 2 battle axes and a shield on the cover. And there was a song on it called like Zombie Autopilot. I mean, some of these songs were just off the chain good. And I got the next one. These are good. These are decent. If you want to listen to them, My Will Be Done. My Will Be Done. Hail the Shrine. The March. We Are Not Anonymous. Any of those would be good idea, to good feel of what the rest of the album sounds like. If you like any of those, I'm sure you would like the rest of the album. The next one, Cannibal Corpse, Evisceration Plague. Now, I would never, I mean, if you asked me just like 2 years ago if I would be listening, like would I ever listen to Cannibal Corpse, I'd be like, no. Cannibal Corpse is like something I could never listen to. That music is just too much of a stereotype that it's hard to gain interest into something that just says all the time. It's just, it's not even music to me anymore. It's just a stereotype of like how music shouldn't be. But anyways, I would have never said I would have bought one. But here we go. A friend introduces me to one song, Evisceration Plague. They actually, in this album, they don't even sound like Cannibal Corpse anymore. It's weird. It's flippin' weird. The only song I listen to is Evisceration Plague. The rest of the album sounds the same, but that's the song that was like the coolest one. That's the one I got into. That's the only reason I have this. Only reason. If you if you like any of the hardcore sound, just look up Evisceration Plague and just listen for yourself. See what you think of it. Cannibal Corpse, Evisceration Plague. It's the name of the album, which is a big. Look at this. It's like another nice another double disc. I don't even know. Bonus DV, The Making of Evisceration Plague. I remember watching this now. It's just them in the studio. It's kind of funny. Next hardcore album, Once Nothing. I don't think they put out another album. As sad as that sounds for a southern heavy metal hardcore band that I really appreciate their sound being southern, like Maylene. Like their first album was hot, and they still have that southern sound even to this day. I wish Once Nothing would put out another album. I don't think they're together anymore, honestly. I think I looked them up, and I don't even think they're together anymore. But so it's really sad to have albums like that, but I do. I would look up some of these. I would say The Intimidator and Avoid Me Like the Plague. What's a really good one? All My Heroes Are Cowboys. That song is awesome. All my heroes are cowboys. Yeah, doesn't that just sound like really, really cool stuff? Really southern. Next one, Memphis May Fire. I bought this. It's only like a 5-song EP LP. I just wanted to see what they sounded like, how they listened to, and it's just nothing to write home about, really. Same old, kind of like yell, scream, growl, sing, and then la la la. And that's a lot of like what music is, hardcore scene, what the music is nowadays. It's just a lot of growl or screaming, and then it cuts to singing. La la la, gur gur, la 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 la. And that's kind of, I don't really like that too much. I'm just like, it has to be a very good CD or a very talented band for me to get into it. And they're not to say these guys aren't talented, but a lot, what is this, Trust Kill Records? Do believe that's a Christian label. I could be completely wrong on that fact. But I think so. I think they're a Christian label. But a lot of what people do, Trust Kill Records, Rise Records, Tooth and Nail, which is another Christian label. All these labels put out the same type of music, and it's all hardcore bands, young bands, just coming into the scene. They're hardcore, they growl, and they sing. It's just like that's every song. I'm just like, make up your mind. But yeah. Tell me what you think. Let's see. Cowbells making a comeback. Neutron cameras versus smuggled nuclear bombs. Therapy Caravan of the Fair Room. History of Mercia. Conjunctions, everybody loves them. And just look up. I mean, it's only 5 songs. Look up any of them. Okay, next album. Between the Buried and Me, Alaska. This album is off the chain. Between the Buried and Me, this is what got me into Between the Buried and Me. Just look up any of these songs. All Bodies, Alaska, Croquis and Boat Shoes, Selkies, The Endless Obsession, Robo Turner, any of those. The Primer, all awesome stuff, hardcore as hell. So good. The stuff before that was even just as hardcore, except a little less polished, not as polished. And their new stuff now, it's kind of, I haven't really bought any of the new stuff, to be completely honest with you, so I can't even say anything about it. All right, next thing is As I Lay Dying. This album, Shadows and Security, is probably to me, the best album they put out. It has everything a hardcore fan would want in like a hardcore album. Like all the songs are just completely awesome. Check out this one. Which one's the Darkest Nights? I think that's the single anyway. Check that song out, and if you like it, pick up the album. The Darkest Nights. Next we have another As I Lay Dying CD. This was like 2 CDs after this one. Like they had a first CD. This is their second CD. Then like there's a third. This might be the third CD. Now I think of it, this might be the one right after that. It's okay. Definitely not like what there's a lot more. I hate to say it, man, but As I Lay Dying, there's a lot more la 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 in their songs, like la la la, like let's sing a little bit, and you know that kind of, like I said, turns me off a little bit. Even though they're very talented guys, they are very, very talented. It's just this album, like, and from here on, they start to do a little bit more la 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 in their songs. It's just, if you're okay with that, then you're okay with them. Yeah, it's cool. Try any of these. Nothing Left, An Ocean Between Us, Forsaken, Comfort Betrays. Try any of those out and see what you think. See what you think. See if it's maybe worth it to you. But this is As I Lay Dying. The album's called An Ocean Between Us. Is actually the name of the song as well. So, title song, An Ocean Between Us. Next one. The number 12, Looks Like You. Number 12, Looks Like You. This song, this album, I got it for one song called My Sharona. They're kind of a speedcore band, kind of like almost like Fall of Troy was like more of a speedcore band, and but they do a cover song of My Sharona on this album, and this is number 12, Looks Like You, An Inch of Gold for an Inch of Time. That song, look that up, My Sharona cover song by the number 12 Looks Like You, and see what you think. I love it. That's why I got this, which is also why I got their next album, which is a full-length album, because this one was only had like 5 songs on it. This one's a full-length, and it's okay. Yeah, like I said, it's okay. More of the speed grindcore stuff. Imagination Express, Jaywalking Backwards. All right, I admit it. It was a whorehouse. Paperweight Pigs, Sleeping with the Fishes, see? Any of those. Check any of those out. There's one, The Devil Wears Prada. This is exactly one of those bands I talk about that do both screaming, growling, and singing, and la 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 stuff. I got this. I usually wouldn't. I picked up like their first album and I wasn't impressed by it, so I kind of stood away for a while. Devil Wears Prada. I was just like, it's one of those bands, huh? But years later, this pops out, and I look it up, and every song it's only a 5 song. Like, this is usually for just like EPs or LPs, but it's only a 5 song. I looked it up. Every song is about zombies. It's about a zombie apocalypse. That begs itself to be picked up. Why not have any of these? Just look up Anatomy or Revive or Escape. I think Anatomy is probably the best. Try Outnumbered too. This awesome. It's awesome. One of those is the best. And which just made me decide to get their latest album, The Devil Wears Prada's latest album, Dead Throne. This is more, I hate to say it's kind of a, but I think it is. I think it's more of a political album. They kind of, I hate to say that, but I think so. Just look up Dead Throne, that song, and see what you think. Alright. So close to being done. I realize how long it is, so please forgive how long this is. But this album, I've only seen this one album from this band. I don't even know if they're ever going to put anything else out. But it's called Eat Me While I'm Hot. You can actually see that. One word. Eat Me While I'm Hot. And the album is called Album with 2 X's. They're obviously, look at the back. The back is just like a sticker itself. You know how indie that is? It's just like a regular crappy case with like a sticker. And you open it up. It's like barely anything. It's nothing. That's how indie this is. But it's literally a 15-minute long album, I do believe. I think it's barely, maybe 20 minutes, maybe. This is not that long. You could find this at Hot Topic. That's where I found it. But any of these, try Destroy or Pizza, Grizzly, Vampires, or Mustache. Any of those are good enough to listen to. I like the whole album. I think it's pretty funny to listen to. Last one. I just had to put it in there. It's not really hardcore. Well, it's not hardcore, but it's completely death metal. Cradle of Filth, The Cruelty and the Beast. I had this CD a long time ago, back in like, I don't know, high school, fresh out of high school. Yeah, like right at very end stages or fresh out of high school. I had this. Wasn't too much I was interested in. It was hard to get into. I did like a few songs, but I ended up giving it away to a friend. And years later, it's like we talk about it, and he's like, "This album rocks," and it just brings up all these memories. And I just kind of had to go back and buy it again, and I did. And oh my god, it's awesome. I mean, this is probably the best album I love from Cannibal Filth. They have so many, but this is my favorite. It's a double disc. Disc 2 is just as hardcore as the first disc. But check out any of these. Cruelty Brought the Orchids, 13 Autumns, and a Widow. Hallowed Be Thy Name. That song is on the bonus CD, and it is awesome. But yeah, there it is. There's my hardcore collection. Sorry, this should not have ran this long. I am so sorry about that. I will make the appropriate adjustments for my next video. Thank you guys for your time. Leave all comment suggestions at the bottom. Thank you. Have a great day, and thank you guys again for watching. Bye.